Hey guys, welcome back to Popcorn and Champagne.
Thank you for joining us for season 5, episode 8. Woo! Well, good morning, dear.
Good morning.
I am so excited to
Yes.
say we're doing another early morning podcast, and it feels good, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I think you're leaning into it.
I'm trying.
You
We
look
here.
wide awake. You look beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You look
it
wide
took me
awake.
about an hour to wake up. But
Okay.
I'm here.
Yeah. See, when you keep doing it, it becomes practice, and you get used to it.
So what's going on with you? You have a new addition to the family.
I do. So I'm making this as a major announcement. So I'll be 50 and I'm pregnant. Psych.
With a dog, a new
Yeah,
baby
I have
dog.
a grand dog. His name is Boogie. Chance has a new dog. He is an American Bully XL.
Okay.
I am not a dog person. Have not been a dog person since
Yeah.
I had Punch in 1970 something.
Oh,
Sparty helped me become a little bit more
yes.
open to it, and I'm in love with this dog.
Oh, yay.
And
He's
that's
so
crazy.
pretty.
He's a sweetheart.
Yeah,
He
he's
is.
gorgeous.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart. Thank you so much for asking about
Of
my grand
course.
dog.
This
I
is a
appreciate
new
that.
venture for you.
It is.
I'm so
There's
proud
a
of you.
lot of different little things happening to me now since I'm turning 50, which we'll talk about maybe next season. It's
Okay.
crazy. I'm
Yeah.
kind of liking this.
Get
It's-
into it, honey.
Yeah. So thanks, guys, for coming, for watching us today.
Yes.
And also, I'm going to give a shout out to our sponsors, Colonel's Popcorn, and make sure that you check them out where you can get the Tony and Tiff mix for 10% off.
Yes, and please subscribe
Yep.
to our YouTube channel and to Instagram, popcorn_champagne.
Absolutely. So now it is time for
Infotainment.
So a couple weeks ago, Brittany Griner was interviewed by ABC's Robin Roberts, and it was a really good interview. It was a little hard to watch because of the circumstances, because, you know, she was arrested going through TSA, or their version of TSA in Russia. And she was in jail for 300 days because she had a small vaping cartridge.
That's right.
Which-
Which contained THC.
Yeah.
Which
Which
she
is
might have
banned
got
in Russia.
Yeah, she might have got away with it if it had been just the CBD.
Yeah.
But I love this interview. I thought she was raw. It was very emotional.
It was.
And just God bless her.
I know.
Like,
And, you know, it's at the end of the day, you know, she was treated so poorly. And, you know, I always try to take the race out of a situation, but sometimes it always comes back. But if she were someone that was not of color, was not gay,
yeah.
would that still have happened to her? And it could have, because it's banned in Russia. But sometimes you got to take that race element and apply it to certain situations. But I felt so bad for her because she was sentenced to hard labor.
That's right.
And even the jail cell that she was in, she's tall.
Well, nothing fit her.
No.
Right? And so the conditions are horrible
Deplorable.
over there.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think her treatment, to me, like, she didn't really complain of that until the end when they were about to deport her back to the United States.
Yep.
And she stopped at that men's prison.
Yep.
And they stripped her. They took
Humiliating.
pictures of her.
Humiliating.
But I think she was so in the mindset of, whatever I got to do.
Right.
I'm ready.
Right.
I want to get out of here.
But can you just imagine how bad her mental status was while you're there and you see no hope
she
at
said
all?
she wanted to commit
suicide. Her hair was thinning. Her
But
hair
she
was
said
falling
she was
out.
afraid her parents wouldn't get her body, girl.
Yeah.
And she said,
Yeah,
no, I can't do that to
she
them.
can't do it to them. But the little things, like you had to have like toilet paper that would last you.
Oh, girl.
How was it, a month?
month.
A month that had to last you a month. It was really sad. It's a good interview.
It was
It's
great.
good. It's sad. It's hard to watch. But listen, she overcame it. She on the other side of it.
And they're having a baby.
Yes, they're having a baby.
So,
Whose eggs are they?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, the eggs.
Well,
but
their
whose
eggs are hers.
sperm?
Whose sperm?
Yeah.
That's right. Whose sperm?
So I'm
Whose
sure they
sperm?
picked a donor.
Sure.
You know.
But what is so crazy to me is her voice is so deep.
It is. But she said that's been like her voice since she was a
I
child,
know,
and her
but-
parents took her to doctors and all these things, and she was like, okay, enough is enough. This is me.
You know, it's just who I am. Okay. Sorry. Congratulations, Brittany. Glad you're out.
Yeah,
Aaron,
and
don't
she's
laugh
going
at
to
that.
the Olympics. She's
Yes.
going to Paris Olympics.
The Olympics, which are on ABC. I'm so excited because I get to sell it. This is my first time ever selling Olympics.
Oh,
and
nice.
this is huge deal.
Okay.
This is a huge deal. So
Okay.
I'm so excited about that.
Look at
We'll
you.
talk more
You're
about
just
that
balling
too.
out
Everything
everywhere,
is just
honey.
changing for the better. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Next we have a beef.
Yes, we do.
Drake and Kendrick Lamar.
So, guys, this was brought to us by our producer, Aaron
Well,
Walton.
I already knew about it.
But Aaron never asked us to talk about anything
Yes, that is true.
because he don't really know about anything.
At all.
But being
just
behind the
trying
counter.
to shoot great podcasts, like Emmy nominated podcasts.
Yes.
That's what he's known
So
for.
he's like, hey.
He gets a break. Mm-hmm. So this beef, I actually was in Virginia for spring game, and I was exposed to the beef because the beef first started with Kendrick and Future,
yes.
and this other music producer. It's dope beat. It sounds like an old school beat like we would listen to. And then Drake, he responded with Push Up. It's so many different versions. And Kendrick comes out with a 6-minute one.
Yeah.
And then Drake, it's a lot of back and forth.
I think it's
I'm hoping it stops. I'm thinking it's kind of dying down because there was someone that came to Drake's house that shot his security guard,
Yeah.
but I don't think it was related to
I mean,
Kendrick.
these guys are not thugs.
No,
like,
they're
come
not.
on. Like, this is kind of comical a little
Yeah.
bit.
Do you remember your first beef in hip hop?
I feel like it was like with Tupac and Biggie.
No, Tiff.
Okay, who?
Tiff, no.
Who?
Our first beef.
Roxanne Shante?
No, close. Was LL Cool J and Kool Moe Dee. Do you remember that beef?
I do remember
yeah.
that.
Yeah, but then, in our 90s, when the 90s came, the close to mid-90s, it was Tupac and Biggie. I'm
Well,
shocked you said that.
we had to read it and write on because we didn't have any social
Bye.
media.
Word Up Magazine. Remember that?
How did we find out about
That
the
is
beef?
so true.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
is so true.
MTV Raps?
Maybe Lil Donnie Simpson might have put some in there.
Okay.
Sherry Carter, maybe. I
Okay.
don't know. But
Okay.
yeah. But anyway, I'm ready for this to end.
Yeah, it's weird.
It is. Both of them are talented. And I actually, Aaron and I were talking about this. Kendrick Lamar is so lyrically blessed. I love to hear him rap. He doesn't
yes.
put out a lot of stuff, but when he does, it is of substance.
quality,
It's
yeah.
quality. But I like when Drake sings. And
Oh,
Drake
yeah.
has done a million collabos. Kendrick's like, I don't have to do all that.
That's right.
I don't have to do all that. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. But I'm hoping it ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He ain't out here for clicks,
Yeah.
honey. He's all about the quality.
Yes. Now it's time for
Reality show recap. Okay. Let's get into
Go
it.
for it, girl.
No, you brought this to me.
Oh my gosh. Did you love it?
I loved it.
Okay.
The McBee Dynasty.
The McBee Dynasty is a real American Cowboys. They were on Peacock. Actually, Caress was telling me about this. And so
Okay.
I actually watched and could not stop watching it. It was
Yeah,
on Peacock.
me
so
too.
It is about a family that it's a father with 4 boys.
That's right.
It's really literally a family dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
He was married to their mom for 20 years. He decided he wanted to get out of the relationship. And boy, did he get out the
Well, he
relationship.
cheated on her.
Well, yeah, that too. But he did get out the relationship, and he has been living his best life, let me tell you. He's like
Child.
51 years old, 52 years old.
Yeah, Dad is good looking.
Yes, he is. The boys are too.
They are
They
cute.
are too. So it's really, if you like Yellowstone,
Yeah.
and one of them inside, one of the brothers looks like Casey. He reminds you of
does.
Casey
He
from
does.
Yellowstone.
He's a
But it
cutie
follows all of these cowboys.
That's right.
And their significant others.
Mm-hmm.
The daddy has these business. He also has a car wash business.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like too. They also brand everything with their last name,
That's
which
right.
I do like
Yeah.
that. And they are going to have a car wash here in Goodlettsville, Tennessee.
Oh, really?
Mhm. But he's having this relationship with one of his managers,
Galana?
Galana. She got on my nerves.
Yeah.
She's from Russia.
She's from Russia, and she's actually a smart woman, but he mixed business with pleasure. She was. It starts off with her working this deal with them getting these investors.
Yeah.
And because for me, I feel like he has not run the business in the best
That's
way.
not his forte.
It is not
Yeah.
his forte. They're in financial trouble.
Yeah.
They're in debt to their eyeballs.
Yeah.
And he needs this capital venture loan
Yeah.
to go through. because he has opened up these car washes to hope, well, maybe this can secure. And then
Another stream.
Yeah, another stream of income. And then the other brother is trying to get the cattle business up and running with the beef and things like that.
And that is up and running now.
And I did read, like in the past, they were talking about how everybody hates the McBee family.
Yeah, they can't hardly go anywhere because people taunt them.
They did, and they showed that in the reality show. But they had a case with the FBI about salmonella poisoning in their product.
Dun, dun, dun!
Yeah.
What? I hadn't heard that.
Yeah. So
wow.
I kind of read that because I was like, who are these people?
Yeah.
Because they're based out of
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Yep. But they love Nashville.
They do.
They have an Airbnb here in Nashville that they come to. So we need to go rent that out for probably the 50th birthday party. I don't know.
There you go.
Something like that.
But yeah, the daddy to me is like a bad influence on his sons. He treats them like they're his friends.
Yeah, I agree.
And the boys are kind of stuck in, okay, do I move forward with my relationship
and
personally?
One of them doesn't. The youngest one is like, he's team mom. Remember that one? What was his name?
Brayton?
Yes, he's team mom. And I think it's because when they split up, he just was younger and he was with the mom. Mm-hmm. But I think the oldest one respects his business knowledge and his will, but doesn't like how he conducts himself as a private person. You know what I'm saying? Because he's kicking it with his kids like we girls.
Yeah, it's weird.
Creepy.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
It's creepy. Creepy.
So it ends with the deal falling through.
It didn't happen
with the venture capital people, and the daddy McBee rides off to the sunset. Packs a bag and says, "I'll be back."
He needs a minute.
Right.
I'm excited about this. I think it's going to come back. I'm glad they left it the way they did, so now we can see what's happening. And you've been looking to see what else is happening, and they do have a beef company because I did see that.
Okay,
but I did not know it was salmonella.
It was a few years back.
Goodness. Yeah. Oh, it was a few years back.
It was a few years back.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what brought the FBI in.
Okay.
So I'm sure
Yeah. So make sure you guys check out McBee's Car Wash. It's going to be in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. They love Nashville. So
yeah, I want them to win.
It
was a champagne moment.
It was definitely a champagne moment for me too.
Yeah.
So next is New Jersey. Housewives of New Jersey is back.
Yes, it premiered on May 5th on Bravo. And girl, when I tell you this whole cast has lost probably over combined 200 pounds.
I agree.
They are all thin.
Ozempic.
I was like,
it's got to be what it is.
Whoa,
everybody's on that.
Whoa.
Everybody's in Hollywood's on that.
I mean, Teresa is the smallest.
And she didn't need to lose any more weight.
No. Her and Melissa and their beef is still going on. It's really sad because this is Teresa's family. Like Joe, like her brother. And you and I were talking. We don't know how long this is gonna last.
I know. I think when we were talking, I'm tired, but I can't stop watching it at the same time. This has been the storyline for the past few seasons. I think maybe they need a revamp.
Yeah. Well, this is the worst to me. Like last year was the worst of it.
Yeah. Oh, it got nasty.
Yeah.
It got really nasty last year. But I'm tired of it. This is what this whole entire show is about, is this beef with the Gorgas and the Judice. What are you, the
Judice.
Whatever. I'm sick of that. That's their family.
I know.
But I did see on TikTok that Antonia, which is Melissa's daughter, and Melania, which is Teresa's daughter, they're cool.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they're cool. Good. Yeah, they still love each other.
Okay,
but it's a lot. I would tell you who my Sutton is on this one is Margaret.
You don't like Margaret?
I think she's disgusting.
Margaret's lost a lot of weight too.
Ozempic. I don't like Margaret. I don't like
she's
her.
going to bring some drama with her and her husband.
Yeah.
And, saying that they're going to have marital problems.
Yeah. And who looks the best is Black Dorinda.
Oh, baby.
She looks the best. She looks like Black Girl to me.
Gorgeous.
She is beautiful. She really is.
Yeah. So I love these girls. They are hot and spicy, and they always keep it.
They do.
I love them. I do.
I'm tired of this storyline, but I can't stop watching it.
I know.
I can't stop watching it.
Yeah.
So I didn't give this a moment. If you notice,
when
you put that on, I didn't give it a moment. So it's kind of champagne-ish.
Yeah.
A little bit.
We'll see. We'll tune in.
Yeah, we'll tune in.
Yes.
Yeah.
But baby, this right here is where the drama is at, honey. And when I tell you the season opener, they did not hold back. Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Yes.
Season 8 premiered on May 4th. And it starts out with Martell and Melanie. Melanie had an old warrant out on Martell from back 2020.
Yeah.
Where he had sent some disturbing text messages. 2022. And the warrant finally caught up with him. And he gets arrested. And the arrest happened in January of this year, 2024. And so, once again, this makes the story relevant. But it was so silly to me. I don't know. But she is riding this to the wheels fall off, honey. Melody.
In what way? What do you mean?
I just feel like this is really keeping her relevant in a way. Mm-hmm. Like this to make, I just don't know. Is Martell really all that bad?
Mm-hmm. I think what Melanie has done, I think she's found herself now.
Yes.
I think that she got married to him at 22 years old. He proposed to her on the day that she graduated at Alabama A&M. And that was his way of locking her up. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And so I think now she's finally has a voice because now she got all these different business ventures.
She does.
And he was cheating on her when they were married.
That's right.
You know, because that was part of the show. I'm happy for her because I think she's really trying to find her voice. However, mm-hmm. He was arrested because of a text message that he sent her where he was it was years ago where he was threatening her that if you keep like bullying me, I'm going to expose this sex tape, this video that you and I have. And I'm going to, it's basically, he didn't say it like this, but I'm going to alter it where it's not going to look like it's me.
Me, yeah.
That, you know, and so she thought that was
threatening.
And
honey, from what she said, he ain't doing too much in the bedroom.
That's what she said. She did say that. Did say that.
I mean, you laid down and have four kids
with him. Yeah, she was 22. You know, what was it that Judge Calloway told us? 25 is when your brain fully get all the way. Right. She didn't know no better.
That's right.
She didn't know no better. I saw her too not too long ago. She says hello.
We love her.
Yeah, we do too. She's so funny. But anyway, I think, she is riding this out. You made an interesting point. I did not know that Melody is one of the producers on the show.
That's right.
She get another little stream there.
Yeah, so in this episode, Carlos comes to town to do his live podcast.
Love Carlos King.
Yes, shout out to Carlos. And he has her on as his host and his guest. And so she talks about this with Carlos and everything. But the other stunner that's coming down.
Okay, so you got one big drama with Martell and Melody. The second one is what?
Destiny. Destiny was absent from the show. She got fired.
Last season, yeah.
And they have brought her back.
Ooh,
because the boyfriend that she was dating, Moses, ended up proposing, and I guess they're married now.
Yes.
The producer, Sonny, of the show.
Yeah.
And honey, it's this huge mess.
Yeah.
Because Sonny and Destiny were friends.
Like Destiny confided in her, you know, giving her all this information. But then Sonny made Destiny think that Moses and Sonny were cousins. And they're not related.
They're not related. Or they could have been play cousins.
Yeah,
you know how we do, girl.
My play brother, my play cousin. Yeah.
It ends with Carlos bringing the two of them out.
What a cliffhanger.
Baby. And so.
Oh, my God.
To me, this is going to be a good season.
This is going to be a real good season. Now, I did hear that Letitia and Kimmy are really questioning these producers now or being more aware to think, okay, can I leave my husband alone with a producer and you're filming?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What can you is there going to be some consequences from that? Dr. Heavenly says that no, you can't leave. You cannot be nowhere near my man. And it's funny. You got to watch that. But so I think this is probably getting ready to be a start of a thing.
Probably.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. This is so
it's so good. And it's going to be more drama with Kiki.
Cousin
she's just
Kiki
playing dirty, leaking episode information before
the
episode airs. I'm like, honey, Come on
Yeah.
now. So, champagne moment, honey. It came out the gate.
Definitely. Now it's time for documentary recap.
Yes. American bombing.
Yeah, American bombing. The road to April 19th. This was the bombing in 1995 in Oklahoma City bombing with Timothy McVeigh. Just basically an upset white boy.
Yes.
It's just upset. You know, the government has done this to everybody else. The government doesn't help me. The white man is about to be extinct and all of that kind of stuff. I remember this vividly.
I do too.
It was 1995. I was in college, and I remember I was glued to the television because,
Yeah.
I mean, this is sad that people, like 168 people died. It was like children that
19
got killed.
of them were
19 were children at a daycare.
I thought it was interesting, though, how they set up this documentary, because they started with, showing you how the farmers, went out of business, lost their land.
Yeah.
And this started a frustration.
Yeah.
Right. And then it also went into Waco and Ruby Ridge and how this white supremacy started to brew, started brewing and across the country. And Timothy McVeigh, a war veteran, was upset because of the outcome of Waco.
Yeah.
And this was his retaliation.
Yeah. And who knew that? I never knew that part of the story
I
without
didn't
seeing
either.
that documentary. I didn't know that's where it stemmed from.
I didn't know he had an accomplice.
Yeah. Yeah. The older guy, that man with the glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forget. What's his name?
I don't know. I can't remember his name, but
he was unsuspecting.
yes, he was.
And that's what, my grandmother, Mama Carrie, words of wisdom, has always, but in her way of saying it, back in the day, you would always look at the KKK's shoes.
That's right.
Because your shoes is probably the banker that you know. It's probably somebody that you know. It's all, it's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
The unassuming people. It was such a tragic loss.
It was. I mean, just how he went cross country, girl, and just collected all these, the stuff for the bomb.
Yep.
And,
it was very intentional. You really put a whole lot of thought that you were going to kill people.
Yeah.
And
come to find out that day that, they had intel that something was going to happen.
Yeah, and nothing was done to prevent it. It's really sad.
But those children, it was very sad.
It's sad to see parents on here talking, I dropped my child off at the daycare.
That's right.
And he didn't come home.
And how the grandmother had footage of those twins that same day.
Yeah.
Of getting them ready.
Exact same day.
Yeah, it was eerie.
It was eerie.
But baby, when I say they killed him immediately.
And as they should have.
Yeah.
I think they did it they waited too late to kill him.
I know.
But as they should have. And I hope he is enjoying himself wherever he is right now. Because it's probably hot.
So champagne moment.
Definitely.
But
tragic.
It was tragic at the same time.
Now it is time for drama show recap. Honey, A Man in Full.
Ooh.
This premiered on Netflix on May 2nd, and it's got Jeff Bridges in it. Jeff Bridges. When I tell you this was so good, this was quality content that Netflix put out. You could not stop watching this show. He was a real estate mogul with
Charlie Croker.
With this heavy Southern drawl.
Texas, baby.
Atlanta. He lived down in Atlanta, and he was facing all this bankruptcy. Like, he owed billions of dollars to the bank. And so the bank was actually coming after him for all of that, all of the...
Calling on the loan. $800 million.
$800 million, yeah.
And he was, again... in debt as well.
Yeah.
And so it just created this story between the bankers and Charlie. And he just always appeared as this man who was bigger than life.
Yeah.
All of that. Yeah. And Regina King, our girl, directed a few of the episodes.
Yep.
But David E. Kelly, which I was telling Tony, never ever gets it wrong.
This started from a book. It was a novel.
Okay.
Yeah, it started from a novel. And when I actually read up on it, it was like a collection of a bunch of Southern businessmen and moguls, in the South, with a glimpse of Donald Trump. And I can see that.
I got that.
I can see that.
I got that. What I also loved about this series was that how they brought in the racial divide within Georgia, the police brutality. They had a case with that.
You had different stories.
They had different stories.
Yeah.
But the star of the show for me was the black lawyer, the attorney. His name was White. His last name was White. It was he played MLK in Rustin.
Wes was Wes.
Roger White.
Okay.
So he was the one that defended the guy that was got arrested by the police.
Yeah, this guy got arrested by the police because they were towing his car. He just ran into the store. He was like trying to get the car off, you know, like, hey, I'm right here. And the police officer comes, makes him get out the car because he got in the car while the car was on the tow truck and made him get out the car. And there was an altercation. Yeah. And he hit the police.
That's right.
You know, so I can see that.
Yes.
I can understand that part.
But his representation of this man was stellar.
And it was the recommendation of him, because the guy really, he was Charlie Croker's attorney.
That's right.
He handled like business stuff.
Never did criminal.
Never did criminal. He's handled like tax evasion and stuff like that. And he ended up handling this. And this is interesting too. Jeff Bridges, Charlie Crooker, he sounds racist.
Yes.
He sounds like he's about to say the N-word just any moment. It's on the tip of his tongue. But he wasn't.
No.
He was like, this was his attorney that he entrusted all his business with.
Right.
And he had this black administrative assistant, executive assistant. That was her husband.
That was the husband that got arrested.
That Conrad.
Yeah.
That was the husband got arrested. And he was like, we're going to get it taken care of for you, darling.
That's right.
Don't worry about it.
I'm going to pay that bond and he's going to get out and you tell him not to worry.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was star-studded. You had beautiful Diane Lane, who is ageless. Isn't she ageless?
Lucy Liu.
But I would say
Diane was getting
okay, but
at the end,
yeah. Oh, that ending.
Woo!
But there was this banker, Raymond, who was gunning for Charlie Kirk. This is definitely Big D energy.
That's right.
This is a big
and that's how
D
it ended.
Energy show.
Baby.
And I'm thinking the title, Man in Full.
Oh yeah.
Man in Full.
That's right.
The ending.
And then what he called the company, Big Red
Dog. Big Red Dog. The ending was amazing.
It was.
It was shocking. It was amazing. There's so many things. The
robotic
knee. The robotic knee. But watch it.
I binged it all in one day.
Watch it. It's so good.
It's like eight episodes.
6 episodes.
Six. Okay.
Episodes.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that was definitely a champagne moment. The ending, please, if you're watching this show, comment to us what you thought about the ending. I thought the ending was wonderful.
Oh gosh.
It was creepy but wonderful.
Yes. I'm like, what the irony in it all.
Gosh, I tell you. Next we have Them, The Scare, season 2 on Prime Video.
It was created by Little Marvin, and I was telling Tony, this guy is like the Black Stephen King.
Yeah.
So it starts out with Dawn Reeve, who is a detective in Los Angeles in 1991. And so she finds herself investigating this murder case. And how so it ended up being a serial killer
on the loose, right?
On the loose,
right?
And they would break every bone in the victim's body.
Jesus,
it was brutal. And so this led them on a trail trying to figure out who this killer is. Well, then you have another story that involves Luke James. So Luke James, guys, I don't know if y'all know him. He's played on The Chi.
Right.
Like, I love this man.
Very accomplished.
Very accomplished guy. He's a singer, too.
Yeah.
And so he plays Edmund Gaines. And when I tell you...
Is he the twin brother?
Yes, he's the twin brother. But his role in this series was stellar. Like, Felicia and I were like, whoa. He took everything, like almost like the Joker... when the Joker, what was the guy's name that played in the Joker? Heath Ledger. It was like he took everything and became this person.
So I wonder when because Heath Ledger, that's interesting you say that.
Yeah.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
Because Heath Ledger playing that Joker was emotionally...
It was draining.
It was draining.
This is a very disturbing role that Luke James played. And I just can't say enough about him. And so he ends up being the detective twin brother. So come to find out, Dawn's mother, who is played by Pam Grier, admits to her that she's been adopted. So when she is on the murder scene, it is at a foster home cared by this woman who she finds out she was in this foster home.
Oh my goodness.
So it's a crazy intertwined story, but
So-
Edmund ends up killing himself and becomes this beast, like this ghost called the Scare.
Yeah.
And he goes back and he kills all these people that did them wrong.
I think you have to watch season 1
Yeah.
to
'Cause
get
it
a
comes
better
back.
to get a better understanding of where you are with season 2.
Yeah.
Season 1, developmental stage.
Yeah.
What do you think? I'm asking.
Well,
Because you're the queen of saying it was in a developmental phase.
no, I thought it took off like right. I enjoyed it. Like
Yeah.
I think this is
But
like
don't you advise to watch? Make sure you watch season
Yeah,
1.
but you can watch like the first 3 and get through it, like
Okay.
because it is intertwined with season 1.
I gotcha.
But it's brilliantly done. It is the Twilight Zone on crack cocaine.
That is a great analogy. Twilight Zone on crack. I love that. Twilight Zone.
I mean,
It's a good analogy.
I just love different stuff like this. And so it was good to see Pam Grier. I mean, she's
she
still
looks
a
so good.
beautiful
Isn't
woman.
she gorgeous?
Yeah. So tune in, guys. It is a champagne moment.
Definitely.
It kept me on the edge of my seat.
Yep. Weekly focus with BMF drama recap, girl.
Yes, our
Episode
favorite.
8 and 9 because we were out last week.
That's right. That's right.
So, what in the world's going on with Meech? What's
Okay,
happening?
so Meech returns to Atlanta and learns that Glock has taken over
Yep.
Techwood.
Yep.
And so he's determined to, take the city from his competitors. Let's see, Detective Bryant.
who
And-
lost his son.
Yes, and Detective Jen decide to team up
Yep.
and bring down the female drug dealer.
Henry.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and BMF. So Jen goes undercover and she starts flirting with Henry. Henry takes the bait and they start dating.
Yep. I'm sorry. Sorry.
And so I'm like, oh, every time she's with her, I get so nervous for Detective
Yeah.
Jen because I'm like, this chick is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, she's a killer, honey. So
Somebody pushed her.
I'm telling you, your boy Terry has stepped it up here these last 2
I'm
episodes.
glad you said that because I want you to recognize Terry's the businessman of the organization.
He has
really
stepped it up and he creates a plan to wash their money.
That's good.
Through this
Well, it's not
lottery
good,
ticket
but
scam, girl. The Red Dogs are terrorizing drug dealers, trying to look for, products in the cars. So Meech sees this as an opportunity to say, we need to change the game.
Right.
So that takes them to Miami.
Right.
So they get to Miami, and he has this appointment with a guy who makes these safes in cars. Mm-hmm. It's like state of the art,
Yeah.
right? And so
Back then.
where you have to click the clicker, the turn signal, and then do your wheel like this, and it'll open So they get to Miami, honey, and so Terry brings Markeisha. Honey, this broad day, she really on vacation. Like, she gets up, are we going to the beach? And Terry like, no.
I'm working. We're working.
She gets on my nerves.
I know you've been saying that you've really wanted her to be gone from the show. I will say I think Lala's acting chops are getting better.
They are.
And she's absolutely gorgeous.
Well, she paid for it, baby.
She did. She's however which way she did it. I'm not mad at her. She looks amazing.
But Meech and Angel, they reconnect
Yeah.
because Angel comes to him and is like, look, Glock is going to kill you.
Yeah.
I want to help you. I still love you.
Did
Honey,
something happen with them on the beach?
Yes,
Okay.
they hit it on the beach. I was like, wow,
Mm,
okay.
mm-hmm.
Because once she, that's her way to get to Meech. But
Right. Right.
she got that power P. But anyway, and then let us not forget about our Charles and Lucille.
Oh, I was going to ask you about Charles and Lucille.
So Charles gets this great opportunity to go on tour.
Yes.
With the Campbell brothers
Yep.
or some sort. And he's like, oh my God, this is what I've been living for. Lucille, I want you to come. And she's like, Charles, I just don't know. Charles, this is so great for you. You lived your dream, Charles. And the first
I'm gonna
time.
go somewhere else.
Yeah. And she
Why
said,
you gone?
well, who knows? I might bring Dr. Maurice. And he was like, that ain't funny. And so at the end of episode 9, they offer Charles the tour. He goes to her again, and she says, I just might be in love with Dr. Maurice.
Well, we know how they end up.
I know.
At the
We
end of the
say this
day.
every time. But back to Miami, they get the safe in the vans. Glock gets killed. Mm-hmm. And they make it back to Atlanta, okay? And so someone's tipped off the Red Dog police unit, and they pull Meech and Terry over and compensate the vans. So once again,
Now, talk about, didn't Detective Jen, did she plant something into?
She did.
Okay.
So their third date, Jen goes over to Henry's house.
Yeah.
And they start kissing and all that. And so Jen realizes she's going to have to go there.
Yeah.
So
Ugh.
Henry fixes a drink. Detective Jen puts a bug in her cane. And to play it off, because she kind of turns around and she kind of jumps like that, And so Henry comes over with the drinks. They start kissing, and she just laid on back, spread them legs, and there with the licky.
Oh my goodness, gross. No. That's too much. Anyway.
And I ain't gonna lie, Jen looked like she was liking it too.
Well, anyway, so BMF. Is that it? Are we done with BMF? How many more episodes we have? That should be.
So it didn't come back. It didn't come this week.
So maybe next week
maybe
should
next
be the
week.
finale.
It should
It's
be.
not going to be, you know how some people do like a mid-season finale and they take a break and then they come back?
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know.
think 50 does that though. I don't think he does that with this show.
Yeah, for some reason they didn't come on last week. But that's how episode 9 ended. But
Okay.
we do need episode 10. It should
Yeah.
be because it comes in 10s.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay, BMF.
So that's all I got, y'all.
A lot of people are not liking BMF this season.
I mean, I like them.
Well, I know you commit to it totally, but there are a lot of people like, okay, we're ready for it to, end
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll see how
Yeah.
it goes. They were the ultimate doughboys.
They really were. And Meech is still in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terry's out.
Terry's out
Terry's
because
out.
when COVID hit,
Yep.
he got out.
Yep, he got out. He's been out for a while. Mm-hmm. Now it's time for What You Watching. The Upshaw Season 5 premiered on Netflix April 18th.
Yes.
And this is actually doing really well. It's got some awards. I think
Yeah.
it's been nominated for some Emmys.
I love Mike Epps and Wanda Sykes. I
Yeah.
mean, to me, they keep that show afloat.
Kim Fields, Tootie.
Yeah.
She's in there too.
I
Tootie's
love.
in there
I
too.
so respect her.
Yeah.
Because she has just stayed so relevant
She has.
and been able to do her work in the industry.
I didn't particularly like her on Atlanta.
No,
Housewives.
no,
I didn't want her to
no,
be
no,
on Atlanta. I didn't. That wasn't for her.
No, she's
Yeah.
too apple pie for that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And Parish is season 1 is on Amazon Plus, which this is Giancarlo. I love me some Giancarlo.
Esposito.
Oh my gosh, he's amazing.
Fabulous show.
Yeah.
I think the bad guys kind of overdo it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I highly recommend this series. It's good.
It's engaging.
It is.
Under the Bridge on Hulu premiered on April 17th. Is our girl in this? Who's in this? Is our girl from Handmaid's Tale? Or is there
No,
another?
that's another
That's
show
another one
she's
that's on Hulu.
Yeah.
Okay. When is Handmaid's Tale coming back?
I don't know.
I'm ready for that. But
I am
anyway.
too. But Under the Bridge is great.
Yeah.
I really like this one, and it's about a tale of a missing girl who her friends take her under the bridge, and then she ends up dead.
I don't like that. Netflix is a joke fest that's happening now, and this has been really good. This is like they're having all these different comedians on different shows. It kicked off with Cat Williams with Woke Folk, which was in a Netflix
live stream.
Hilarious.
It
I
was
thought this
funny.
was so funny.
It was funny.
Oh gosh, he's just an amazing comedian to me. He's so funny. The next thing that was so so funny was the roast of Tom Brady. When I tell you that one, by far, I laughed from the time it came on till it ended. It was so funny.
That's almost 3 hours.
Yeah, but it's good.
But
you can't stop watching
good. It is star-studded. They have everybody there.
I think you and I talked about Gronk. I don't think he was laughing too much. They were messing with Gronk.
They made him sound so stupid.
They made him sound dumb. Like,
and
me,
he
Gronk.
was.
Yeah. You remember what they said? me, Gronk.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of laughs in there. Giselle, they ate her alive.
Oh, they ate her. And she's very upset about the portrayal of the family.
Well, she'll be all right. Because I'm sure.
Well, Tiffany, those are her feelings.
Oh, jeez.
Those were her feelings, Tiffany.
She eating that check.
Well, that's true. But those are her feelings. We can't discount when people are feeling a certain way. They're hers.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
That was so good. Kevin Hart was the kind of one of the hosts of it. He was hilarious to me. It was really good.
Self. He's
really,
so
really
cute,
good.
girl.
He is. Bridgerton season 3.
Oh my God, I cannot wait.
I can't wait.
Yes.
This is going to premiere on May 16th, and then part 2 is going to conclude with June 13th.
Okay.
Kardashian season 5 on Hulu is going to be premiering soon
Hulu.
too. Hulu. And I saw the trailer of it this morning, and Chris has a tumor.
Where?
I don't know. They found a small tumor. So they're going to be talking about that. They're going to be talking about
Honey, did
Courtney.
they plant it there so she could have it?
Who?
Did they plant it there?
Right. So she can have a storyline. They're going to be talking about Courtney and this, you know, you know how I
know
feel about
you don't
Courtney.
like Courtney.
I don't want to, her and Travis get on my entire nerves.
Oh.
But anyway, that's coming up.
Okay.
So there you go.
So, guys, this is the end of this season. It's 8 episodes in the bag.
In the bag.
So we will be back in, I don't know.
Few
what do you
weeks.
think? Few weeks?
Yeah, a few weeks. We'll be
But again, Tony and I just want to say thank you to all of our fans and the love that we get from you guys. And we could get even more love if you just comment and actually subscribe and like.
Well, as Tiffany said, thank you guys so much. We love the fact that, you know, I've been out before and people like, I know you're from Popcorn Champagne. Talk about this show.
Yes.
Or people give us examples of, or
I watched
suggestions.
this show because of you guys.
Exactly. So we thank you so much for the support. We're just taking a little break off. I mean, we always take a break between seasons. So we'll be back
and
in a
we're
few
looking for
weeks.
sponsorship because this is expensive.
Yeah, oof. What you said.
But yeah, guys, we love you so much.
Yep. Happy summer.
Yeah, you
Summer's
guys
here.
have an amazing summer, and we will see you soon.
Bye, guys.
Love you.
Didn't have the courage to send him to his way.